Okay, it's 7 o'clock. We should start. Keep your neck and spine erect. Sit comfortably. Bring your attention to the breath. Just attention to the breath. Let's not manipulate anything. Scan your body. And relax your thighs so that they are evenly touching the ground. The knees are touching the ground. Body is erect, perpendicular to the mat. Relax your shoulders. Eyes are gently closed. And relax your tongue in the mouth. Just nicely settles in the lower jaw. Take a deep breath. We'll say 3 Omkaras. Take another deep breath. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Rub your palms. And gently put the soft part of your hands on the eyes, eyelids, without putting any pressure. And just look deep inside the space, inside the Chidakash. Okay, so let's begin our practice today. I think we're going to have a standard schedule. We'll start with some stretching, some warm up, and then we'll do some Suryanamaskars today with some variations in it. I'm slowly coming back to with my good back now. So let's see how far we can practice without getting hurt. So observe the mind, observe the body, and listen to them. And first of all, you have to respect your limits and go with that in that direction so that we're not getting hurt again. Because I'm realizing every time I get hurt, it pushes me back at least 3 to 4 years back in time. And I cannot afford that anymore. So, all right, so let's look at that. We get up And start our warm up, some stretches in the beginning. And let's come to the mat. Class. And breathe in, slow and deep. And breathe out. And breathe in, slow and deep. And let go. And breathe in. And see if you can keep your heels together. Spread your toes a little bit by 30 degrees. And rise on the toes. And stretch. And open your arms. And stretch Urdhva Hastasana. And come back. Very nice. We'll do one more Prana Mudra. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Can everybody mute, please? Thank you so much. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. And we'll do some Tiriyaki Tadasana. Breathe in. And stretch your fingers out. Open your palms as wide as you can, as though they are the leaves of the tree. And then we go to breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and keep on swaying like a tree in the storm. And sync with your breathing. Breathe out in the extremities, in the center, breathe in, and breathe out at the extremities again. Very good. Okay, let's jog in the spot. Let's get our heart rate going. Those who have any injuries with the knees, listen to your body. Yoga should be fun. Yoga should be like, it's a stretching, it's not a workout. Okay, so please be mindful of that. It should never become stressful. You should stop if it starts getting stressful. So we're just stimulating the body right now. See if you can lift your thighs and touch your hands. Okay. And then see if you can skip. You'll feel your heart has raced all the way to 150. It's good to do that sometimes. Okay, stop. And relax. Stand in Tadasana. The storm is gone. And the branches are down again. Blow through the center of your lips. It's called Mukha Dhoti. I can still hear somebody's mic. Please see if you can mute. And bring your attention to the soles of your feet and realize how the body is swaying from left to right in a circular manner, counterclockwise or clockwise, or just randomly going from one point to the other. And that randomness has something to do with the mind. Because our minds are not stable, they're constantly creating havoc in the mind, in the head, in the brain. All of that somehow reflects at a subtle level on the body. And pay attention to the fingertips. See if you can feel your heartbeats. And your palms, this tingling sensation there. And when the body comes to normal, we'll do a quick head roll. So drop your head so the chin is pressing against the chest. And roll your head. Make sure your mouth is closed, the tongue is to the roof of the mouth. And go clockwise. And go anti-clockwise. Very good. We'll come to the shoulders. Clasp your hands and put them on your tummy, tight on your abs. And then the hands or the elbows, put them tight against your body like this. And see if you can just rotate the shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Do the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Okay, and then we'll do Shikhar Mudra and put your thumb on your shoulder, put your hand up, and then go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Let's do the right hand. Okay. Put the biceps to the earlobes and go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wonderful. Okay, so we're done with the shoulders. We're going to move down to the waist. Spread your feet. I'm going to this time go a little bit apart. So I'm about 3 feet at my end. See what suits your body. And toes are pointing straight up. Open up your arms. And then we're going to do some twisting at the waist. And be careful if you have any injuries of the back, please don't do it, mid-back especially. This is a mid-back torso kind of twisting. So, and then you blow out at the back, and then you blow out at the back. In between, you breathe in. Okay, so here we go. That should be good. And then bend from your hips, not from the waist, from the hips. Come forward, come forward, come forward. See if you can get your body perpendicular to the floor and spread your arms. That's going to add more weight on your hips, so your body will start sinking a little bit. And then touch the right toe and exhale and inhale. So it's the same thing. Very good. Come up. Come to the knees. Before that, I forgot to do some hula hoops, so let's just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Come to knees. We'll make circles with the knees. Smaller circles. Don't try to go beyond your big toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those with the injuries with the knees, any kind of operations, surgeries, don't do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, very good. All right, so now we'll do some Utkatasana real quick. Exhale as you go down, exhale, exhale, and sit completely if you can. But don't raise your heels at the back. Keep your knees together. And come up. And go down again. Exhale as you go down. And come up. Very good. So now we'll get into Suryanamaskar. We are nicely warmed up. And stand at the front of the mat. And stand in samasthiti so that your heart rate will come down. With the warm-up exercises, it tends to go up. Okay. Somebody had unmuted, so I had to. Okay, stand in samasthiti. Rest your chin on your index finger. Let your wings collapse. And this is a version of Tadasana, if I would say. Close your eyes. Samasthiti is something that I call it the balance pose. It's not a balancing act. It's just a balance pose. Balance of the mind. Balance of the mind that it doesn't go from craving to aversion. And the mind stops, stands still. It's a position that is on a full ready position, kind of. It's the mind which is completely at rest. And it's just observing what's happening at the periphery. Om Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasya Pihitam Mukham Tatvam Pushan Apavrunu Satyadharmaya Drishtaye. Om Ram Mitraya Namaha. So samasthiti was something where your car is in neutral. The engine is ready to go, but there is no engagement of the gears. And then you slide into the first gear. You slide your palm, keep the heels of your palms together. The heels are together, and you get a little bit of backward, a kind of an acute angle right there that actually pushes your palms in the opposite direction, and you will see there is a little bit of tension, a little bit of engagement of your forearm. This backward bend is really, really essential for the forearm, especially today when we are typing a lot on the computers. But feel that pleasurable tension in the forearms. And stretch your arms out, lock your thumbs on each other, and breathe in, and touch your earlobes to the biceps, and stretch up. And see if you can just push your hips forward, push the hips forward as far as you can without bending the knees. And make sure the breathing is normal. And when you cannot push them any forward, drop your head to the back and look at your own thumbs. And breathe in and breathe out. Slowly start exhaling as you bend. As you're bending forward from your hips, you're folding yourself from the hips, and the gravity is doing the job. And observe the mind and the body. Observe. Do nothing. There is nothing to be done. All the doing should be outside this room for a moment. Open up your palms and see if you can touch the mat without bending the knees. If you need to bend a little bit, that's okay. But observe all of that from within. And let the gravity do its work. It is constantly acting on the body. And then take your left foot back. And look straight ahead. We are in Ashwasanchalanasana. The wild horse. The mind is like the wild horse. And we're taming it by observation only. And that taming process happens when you take away the energy from the mind. Mind functions because the tattva inside us, the universal tattva, is giving energy to the mind. And you look straight ahead without any labels. If you see something, go back into the looking mode. You're not looking at something, you're just looking without any focus. It's called the open focus by Aurobindo. And Aurobindo is an amazing saint down in Pondicherry who established the Aurobindo ashram. And I love this idea about open focus when you're just looking without seeing anything. And put your right foot back, Dvipada Prasaran. Dvipada Prasaranasana, they call also the Dandasana. And make sure your body is straight, so you're not up like this, in neither like this, but it is straight like a plank. and look between your hands. These postures work on certain types, certain muscle groups in the body, especially at the core. But this asana is activating your Agnya chakra. And then you put your knees down and exhale. Do not move your hands, keep them where they are. And in Yogasan or in Suryanamaskar, once you make a commitment of the hands and the feet location, all throughout the 12 Suryanamaskar, those feet and the hand positions never change. So they should always stay where they are. And see if you can go down and see if you can touch your forehead and come up and curl your toes at the back and see if you can put your chest, chin. The other option is you put your forehead down. Ashtavakrasana, Sashtanga Namaskar. Can somebody please mute yourself? It's really disturbing. And look up. Sarpasana. And be here and now. Focus on the energies that are rotating in the body, the shifting of the stress on the muscles, different muscle groups are getting stretched. Here, you can walk your feet so your heel can touch down there. And the idea is to use your calf muscles to pump the lymphatic fluids. By walking, it pumps the lymphatic fluids in your body, which are absolutely essential for immune system. And press your chin against the chest and look at your own navel. And rise on your toes. Push with the hands. Push, 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 push. And then put your heels down again without changing anything else. And relax. Exhale fully here. And come to tabletop and then see if you can put your left leg back where it was between the two hands and Ashwasanchalan. See if you can put your both the wrists down on the floor and push the hips in at the same time and gaze a few degrees above this time. A few degrees up, pick up your head and put it up, face it upwards so that your neck gets a little bit of backward bend. And put your right foot next to the left foot and see if you can tuck your head in and look at your knees. Janushirasana, Padahastasana. And join your palms and come up. And exhale. I'll have to mute somebody here. I'm sorry, guys. Close. There you go. All right, so we'll do the second Surya Namaskar a little bit faster. Namaha. Slide your palms down and come up. Exhale as you go down. Samakonasana. At the point where the Samakonasana happens, make sure the gravity is taken over. You are just sinking down, sinking down. Go down as much as you can. And put your hands by the toes. Put your right foot back. Ashwasanchalan. Just look out there. Whatever you're looking at, try not to let the mind interfere and start labeling it. Look with an open mind. And put your left foot back. Come to Dvipada Prasaran, Dandasan, and exhale. And come to Shashankasan. It's also a yoga mudra. And see if you can touch your butts to the heels without moving your hands. You've made a commitment to the hands, the location, so don't move these. And see if you can touch the forehead to the ground. Inhale and come up and go to Suryanamaskar. Come to Sarpasan. Come to Adho Mukha Svanasana, Sumeruasan, Parvatasan. Rise on the toes, push with your hands, push, 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 and then drop your heels back. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and put your right foot up. And push your hips in. Push them in. And look up. See how far you can look up. And then put your left foot next to the right foot. Join your palms and come up. Wonderful. Okay. So now we are really, really warmed up. You may be feeling a little bit sweaty inside. Your forehead is a little sweaty, which is great. It's a great sign that the body is ready for pushing it a little bit more. And it can take it without hurting you. And this is how a yogi warms up to getting ready for a deeper positions a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to introduce a few deeper exercises in this. And let's go with the flow. Whatever comes, we will do it. There's nothing premeditated, predetermined, preconceived. Whatever happens, happens in the moment. And that's the beauty of the practice. Because if you try to regulate, you need the mind. If you try to discipline, you need the mind. If you try to see and do calculations on this much and that much, suddenly the mind gets very happy. All right, I've got something to do here. None of that during this practice. So it's just happening in the moment. So the idea is that we all stay in the moment. And we don't know what's happening in the next moment, so you're always alert. When you're predisposed at something else, then the mind becomes dull. It is not ready to be alert. And being alert, being in the observation mode is the most important thing. So let's do the third Suryanamaskar. Om Rum Suryaya Namaha. Take your palms down and look at how the hands are moving around your navel. The navel is the center of the gravity, and it all becomes an arch with the center at the navel. And you bend forward. Then it's just going there. Just observe what's happening within, and take your left foot back and come to Ashwasanchalanasana. And then join your palms and straighten your right foot. Balance yourself, completely stretch, connect your biceps to the earlobes, and then go in, you sink. You sink, and then you look back. Try to get into Ardha Chandrasana, Suryanamaskar, and spread your arms so you get your balance back. And come to Ashwasanchalan right here. And see if you can take your left elbow and put it on your right side. So almost you're trying to get this beautiful stretch. So make sure your hand is straight out there. Put your elbow on the on the knee and bend. And that'll give you an amazing stretch on the left side. Then bend your elbow and come to Namaskar Mudra at the back. And then push with your right hand into the left hand. Push. The more you push, the more your body is going to twist. And point your eyes towards your right elbow and look beyond and look up. And then see if you can go in. Let the hips drop at the same time. Wonderful. And come back to Ashwasanchalan. And then come back to kind of Chandra Namaskar again. And see if you can lift your left knee at the back and come to a complete stand up like this. Spread your arms. Spread your arms. Make sure your arms, your body, your hips are all in one line. So you're rotated this way, but the right heel is still backward. Now here, if you have block, I want to introduce something to you guys. Keep the block where your foot was, right here. And then put your right foot on top like this with your heel at the bottom. So it's at an incline. And see if you can do that. And you're in that position now. And then see if you can go down. And this gives you an extra stretch in your hamstrings. In your calf muscles, because your foot is doing this while you're pushing down at the same time. So, and then your torso, you want to pull it back. So think that your left hand is being pulled like this with this rope. So pull it, pull it. And so your body is straight, and then you keep going down, and then leave the rope, and then pull yourself back and come to Virabhadrasana. Look above where your middle finger is pointing, look there, and see if you can rest your elbow and put your hand on the waist, the left hand. Make sure your body is in line with the foot at the back or the leg at the back, and slide your arm to your armpit and then go out. And breathe normally. So normal breathing is uncontrolled. Okay, whatever natural breath is happening, if it is fast, it's fast. If it is slow, it's slow. You just observe that. And that's, to me, it's a normal breathing. Normal breathing is not when you sit in front of the computer, you're working. That's not, That's also normal breathing because it's not manipulated. But when you're doing exercise, obviously the breathing is going to go up and down. So observe that. There you go. And put your hand on the waist again. Push and come back. And then see if you can do some Trikonasana right here. So keep the block as it is and spread your arms and see if your waist is straight. This hip is, you want to rotate it back so that it is parallel to your body. The body is straight up. And then you pull yourself in the right side as though somebody's pulling you from the right. Pull, pull, pull. And then if you can bend, grab your knee or grab your shin and put your hand up and let it slide down and look up. And come back. Very good. And then I'm going to take the block out and we're going to go back to Ashvasanchalan where we were and take the right foot back, come to Dandasana, put the right hand between, just below your face, between the hands and turn to the right side, to the left side and come to Vasishthasana. Those who cannot, you can rest your knee like this and that's okay. Those who can, put it up and come back and put your right, turn to the right side and come down to Dandasana again and see if you can go down gently, touch your chin, chest and knees. And come up again and rest your knees. Please, please listen to your body. Don't overdo it. Relax here. And then move your hands, come to Vajrasana. Once you sit in Vajrasana, move up a little bit. You will need more space. And then see if you want to keep your knees together in the front, but spread your feet out so that your body settles in between the two heels. If you cannot do that, you can always put a block underneath like this and sit comfortably. Again, mind you, these are stretching exercises. These are stretching ways of charging the body, you know. Make sure you're not getting exhausted at the same time. So sit in Virasana. And once you're in Virasana, see if you can move back and come to your elbows and grab your feet and stay there. At this point in time, your body is really, really stretching. It is stretching your quad muscles, and it's a great exercise for your abdominal organs. You're stretching, you're looking back. Breathing should be normal, not regulated. And those who can, if you want, you can sleep completely down there. And give in. You know, your body is screaming at its peak right now. Please get me out of here. And you just relax within that screaming. And this is not something that your mind derives any pleasure out of. This is not being masochist or trying to really torture your body, but it's about just observing. It's just about being observing that state of mind, state of body. They're both trying to rebel from within. They want to come out of that. And you just stay calm, all right? You just observe those state of mind and observe that state of mind and body. Okay, so here we come. Curl your toes and keep your feet parallel to your waist. Keep your knees as wide as your waist. And we'll go into Ushtrasana. So there are two ways to go into it. One is you sit on it, and then with your hand, you put your hand on your Achilles tendon, and then push and come up. Push your hips ahead. Those who cannot do that, come on your kneel down position and take your right hand up and rotate it and see if you can grab your Achilles tendon at the back. And then take your left hand up and just do Ardha Ushtrasana. And those who can, put it down and then come to Ushtrasana like this. Camel pose. Very nice. Once you've done that, we'll go back to the Vajrasana at the back where we were. And we come to our fifth position. And relax. And we go to Suryanamaskar from here. While going there, we're going to take a break, like a break journey. We're coming to Marjariyasana right here. And with Marjariyasana, it's very, very good thing to round your back. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, look up and see if you can take your left foot, right foot out and left hand out and see if you can touch that. Stretch it and see if you can grab it. So the left hand is grabbing the right ankle, right foot ankle, and stretch. Kick with the right foot out. So you get a nice stretch right here. And look up and put it down. And then take your right hand out and left foot out. And see if you can grab it and stretch it. Very nice. Okay. And then you sit down. You come to the Marjariyasana again. And we'll do some tiger tail poses. So what does the tiger do? It goes, the tail goes out and kicks like this. And exhale and kicks. And exhale and kicks. Now, there is one thing you can do here. I'll show you, is you can put your toes down, grab your left hand, and see if you can touch your nose to the heels. Okay, very good. And then we'll do the same thing with the left. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Very good. Put your toes down and see if you can grab it and touch your nose. There you go. Wonderful. So from here, we're going to go to Suryanamaskar. And see if you can raise your left foot and support it with the right foot and put it down and see if you can raise your right foot and support it with the left foot and put it down and come to Marjariyasana. Wonderful. And then we're going to do some stretching for the shoulders. So take your right hand and put the shoulder down and see if you can raise your left foot up and see if you can grab it and stretch. It's a balancing act. Don't fall on the other side. Keep stretching and put it down and come up. Do the same thing on the other side. Put your left hand in, rest on your shoulders. This is a great twisting position in your torso. And then put your right foot up and see if you can stretch. Very nice. Okay. So that's good. This is a good test of stuff, okay? This is like really lymphatic fluids is what asanas help us to push around. By doing these kind of twisting and pressuring different points in the body, because the lymphatic system doesn't have a heart like what we do. That's why they call your calf muscles as your second heart. You got two hearts down there that are, when you walk, they're pumping the lymphatic fluids upwards, which are responsible for the adrenal glands and your control your immune system. So it's very beneficial to do these kind of awkward poses sometimes because it really wrings your body and fresh blood comes in and toxins are going out. So make sure you drink a lot of water after doing this and let all those toxins go out in the next few minutes. Okay, so where were we? We were with the Suryanamaskar. So we're going to come to Sashtang and come to Sarpasana. Come to Sarpasana. Make sure your heels are connected, your toes are connected, your knees are not touching the ground, and you look up. And you come to Adho Mukha Svanasana. This is a very good exercise because it's a partial inversion. Your heart is lower than your waist and really helps the heart. Doctors really prescribe this position. This is really good. Feels good. I know it can be taxing on your shoulders, but after a while you get used to it and you can stay here for a minute or two and then see if you can pump that shin and your calf muscle again and pump all that lymphatic fluid into the body and then push with your hands and come to that amazing position right here. Fantastic. And then we're going to raise the right foot, raise it, and see if you can circle. And see if you want to put the right knee just along the right wrist and grab this guy and put it out here like that so that the shin is almost parallel to the front edge of the mat. And then uncurl your toes at the back. Grab this and put your hand on the knee and come to Raja Kapotasana. You can also choose to bend your left foot at the back. Gives you a little bit of extreme, but it's not necessary. And look up. This again is a wonderful hip opener. It's great for your glutes, your butts, and this should be done every day. And then the kapot is hungry, it wants to eat, so it puts its beak down. So put your nose down
And then your forehead and relax. This is actually a very, very comforting position. And so then you can rest your right forearm with the two fingers. You grab your big toe on the left foot so it doesn't slide back. It stays where it needs to be. And then see if you can scoot up a little bit. Scoot up. Wonderful. And then put your left forearm and stay there. And you can, wonderful. It feels so nice. Your entire body is warmed up. It is sweaty. It is releasing all the toxins. And you come up to this position and just relax here. Let it all go. All that fight from inside, just surrender in this position. Just surrender. And that surrendering is not the surrendering in the war. That surrendering is different. You raise your hands and you say, I'm done. I can't fight anymore. That's not the surrendering we are talking about. The surrendering here is surrendering to the infinity, Ananta Samapatti. The infinity out there. You bring that in your thoughts and you just are completely awestruck by the sheer smallness and the sheer bigness out there. The infinity that is incomprehensible. And everything in the mind and the body just drops and you surrender to that infinity. Ananta Samapatibhyam. Wonderful. All right, so we come back. So gently rise up, put your hands down, and come to Adho Mukha Svanasana right here again. Spread your feet apart, mat width apart, and you will see that your heels will start touching down there. And push with your hands. And then take the right foot and, left foot, and put the knee next to the wrist of the left hand. And grab the left foot and move it up as far as you can. If you don't want to do that, that's okay. You can also tuck in your heel into your perineum and then go down like that also. But I choose to do it a little differently, so this is a little tougher. But if you don't feel comfortable doing that, please go the other route. And then you pin the left foot down, pin your left knee down, and then look up and see if you can raise your foot and put it back and look up. Wonderful. And then with the two fingers, grab your left toe, big toe, and so that your left forearm and your left shin and the front edge of the mat are parallel to each other. Put your right hand down, parallel to the left forearm, and stay there. And see if you can take the right knee backward as far as you can. Get a nice stretch, all right? This is wonderful. One way you can support yourself is put the block under, you kind of slide it into this wedge so that you get a nice support here. And once you get the support, your body tends to relax a little bit more. So you can do that. Excuse me. Nice, okay. Take the block out and then go back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. and come to Sarpasan, look up, and come to Adho Mukha Svanasana, come to Sarpasan, come to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay, this will loosen up your hips, and then put your feet together, and then put them down and relax. Wonderful. Come up and then put your left foot up and come to Ardha Chandra Namaskar and sink and see if you can put your right. So here's what I was explaining the other side is you put your right elbow as though you're going to support your head to sleep like this. And you relax. If you relax here, your upper arm is going to turn parallel to the ground. And then you open it up and let it sink a little bit more. This is like the shoulder exercise that we did earlier on the ground. And then you fold it, put your palm together, and then with the left palm, push in the right. So what's going to happen is you're going to get more twist in your torso. And then look up where your left elbow is pointing, and look beyond. And while keep pushing with the left hand into the right hand. Wonderful. So we did the balance on both sides. And then you come back and rise on your right side this time. Okay. And come to Virabhadrasana 1. And see if you want to sink. Okay, now I'm facing my back towards you. So I'm going to turn around so you all can see me. I'm going to take the block like what we did earlier. So we're going to go into Virabhadrasana, put the block under your foot and get that nice twist, or rather bend. And the more you bend, you will see that you get more stretch here and all of that. So this black block there is a good idea. Okay. And then you straighten your arms. Make sure you get the nice grip here, and look out, look towards where your middle finger is pointing, and then start sinking while the right hand is being pulled at the back at the same time. Virabhadrasana. Okay, very good. And then come back and make sure your hips are this way, parallel to the body. The left foot is pointing outward, and open your arms and see if you can just stretch yourself as though somebody is pulling you on the left side. Let that pull happen while the right hand is still parallel to the ground. And when it is stopping, make sure, the other thing you can do is put your right hand at the back and hold it and tuck it at your waist like this. So it automatically keeps your body kind of rotated like this. And then you put your hand on your shin, keep moving, keep looking upward, and then release your arm and see if you can stack it up. Wonderful. Nice. Okay, very good. So we come back to Ashvasanchalan. Just look out there. Wonderful. And take your right foot next to your left foot. Get a nice stretch. You can grab your feet at the back like this and see if you can pull yourself in slowly, slowly, slowly. And look at your knees. Join your palms and come up. Bend backwards by pushing your hips forward. And exhale. Okay, I think we deserve some relaxation. We have stimulated the body. Now we got to go in the other direction. So let's lie down on the ground. Let's do some shavasana, yoga nidra, and make sure your shoulders are nicely relaxed. Your shoulder blades are flat on the ground. Your hands are rotated outwards. Your fists are open. And your head gently rolls to the right or left, or if it stays in the center, so be it. And bring your entire attention to the navel. See how the belly button is going up and down, up and down. Some people call this belly breathing, abdominal breathing, but honestly, there is no such thing. It appears to be that way. It's all when your diaphragm goes up, your belly falls down, make space for the belly to go down. And when your diaphragm is sucking air in, it pushes down and the tummy comes out. So it's all diaphragm that is doing all this. And watch. This can be super meditative to observe that the heart is beating and your breathing is happening on its own accord. So the two most essential things in the body are working without any interference from us. So what makes us think that we can do something else that is going to make a difference? This itself is a great realization right here. The breathing is happening on its own, absolutely essential for living. The heart is beating on its own. Another very, very crucial thing for to be alive. And if these two things are on their own accord, there is no doership required. In fact, if we do that, we may mess things up. If we start regulating our breath every minute, we cannot function in this world. But not only that, we may just hurt ourselves. So that tattva that is driving all this entire universe, including our body, what is the need for us to say, I'm the doer, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and I own this and I own that, and I give up that and I give up this? Nothing is under control because we are not the doers. It's just happening. Things are just happening around us. Things happen under the lamppost.
The lamppost is never involved in whatever is happening underneath, whether a crime happens or begging happens or whatever is happening, just happening. You're just the Sakshi Chaitanya inside. And let's realize that right here and now. And when we leave the system alone by itself, it comes back to homeostasis. It automatically comes back to its normalcy. The body cools off. The sweat is there. The sweat evaporates. The body cools. Beautiful. That sense of peace within. And that peace doesn't belong to any caste or creed or religion or race. None of that can touch it. And this is where the entire humanity is one. That peaceful state of mind. Having said that, you may want to lift your left arm up, touch to the earlobes, your biceps, fold your right leg and turn to the left side. And put your right hand by your chest. Gently give a push with your right hand and make sure your head is the last thing that comes up and come to a seating position. Okay. And then sit in Padmasan, Ardha Padmasan, Siddhasan, Sukhasan, Swastikasana, any meditative pose, even Vajrasan or Virasan if you feel comfortable. And put your hands in Chin Mudra. Close your eyes. And we're going to do some Kapalabhati before. It's a warm-up breathing exercise before we get into, got 15 minutes. Should do some pranayam, some exercises. Okay. Make sure your breathing is normal, your heart rate is normal. And exhale completely. Fully exhale. Pull your tummy in. And breathe in half the lungs. And start the Kapalabhati. Exhale completely. Starve the lungs. Hold the breath out. And take a deep breath. And gently release. Prolonged exhalation. Nice. We'll do some Vastrika breathing. So come to Adi Mudra like this. This is how we were in mother's womb. And as you raise your hands, you breathe in, you open the arms up, and then you forcefully exhale by coming down. We'll do 10 rounds. Exhale completely. Put your chin to the chest. Jalandhara Bandha. Put the Mula Bandha at the base. And then pull your tummy in, all the way in. So we do this 3 locks. Jalandhar, Uddiyana, and Mula Bandha. Inhale and come up. So the way you do Uddiyana Bandha, you pull your tummy in and up into the cavity, up there. Okay, see, it may not be happening right away, but eventually you will get the knack of it. Okay, so that's the Uddiyana Bandha. The Mula Bandha is you constrict your anus muscles just gently, okay, nothing too tight, just gently pull them up. And then the chin is pressing against the chest, which is good for your thyroids, to your and Vishuddhi chakra at the psychic level. And you will notice while doing that, the mind calms down. So why are we doing all this, right? First, we kind of did the body, we kind of went through all this to take the toxins out, all of that. Then now the toxins are in the blood. When you drink the water, it will be thrown out. So that is at a gross level. But the subtle level of the mind, we have toxins inside the mind. It's a toxic brain, it's toxic mind, not the physical toxics. But we're talking about the toxic thoughts, the toxic sanskars in us. And that toxicity stays with us if we don't exercise through pranayam. And so pranayam helps us to remove those toxins also. And ultimately, meditation is like a big taking a bath. Okay, meditation will wash away everything which is in the mind and bring your mind to a still center. And that is important. This is why we do these things. So let's do one more round of this. And then when you're doing this tri-lock, they call it the Mahabandha. You have to bring all your mental energies to the navel. This is where the solar plexus is. 72,000 meridians come in, energy meridians, energy channels are right here. And so the apana and the prana vayu, they're basically coming down into samana vayu. There are few vayus in the body, and these vayus are coming to the samana. This is the samana band. Okay, so think from that perspective when you're doing the the bandhas. Okay, here we go. Breathe in deep and slowly exhale, controlled exhalation. Now we'll do another kriya called agnisara. Yeah, agnisara is a pivotal kriya that actually massages all these organs out here. It also releases the toxicity of the mind. Okay, and you will see that the mind will completely calm down while doing agnisara. And the way you do agnisara, those who are new, you will have to watch in the first round. And you exhale fully. You put your chin lock right here. Mula bandha is always there. Whenever you're doing pranayam, Mula bandha is a given. It's always there. So when you sit in Padmasana, the Mula bandha automatically happens. But you're in Ardha Padmasana, then you have to remind yourself to keep the Mula bandha on. Okay, so the Agnisara is I'm going to exhale fully, put my chin lock, and then pull my tummy in and throw it out. In and release. In and release. So you pull it in and you throw it out. Pull it in and you throw it out. It activates the Uddiyana Vayu, the Udana Vayu, which is right here. Okay. It massages all the muscles around here. It massages all the internal organs at the same time so that they function very smoothly. Your digestion, constipation, all of that at the physical level happens, which is amazing. It churns up everything right there. Okay. So let's do that. Now, the way you sit, sorry, a little bit. Okay, there you go. So you take your hands and turn them backwards like this and put the wrists pointing outward. And you put pressure. The moment you put pressure on your hands like this, your Uddiyana Bandha happens a little bit deeper. It will go a little bit deeper inside. And try this, okay? So exhale. And then how many strokes are we going to do? So you have to decide how many strokes. Maximum strokes recommended are 40 strokes, but we're not doing that. So let's start with, say, somebody who's new. You can start with 5 strokes, 7 strokes, 10 strokes at the most. But those who have done this before with me, you can probably go to 20, 25, 30 if you wanted to. If you've been practicing, you should be able to do it. So I cannot talk while I'm doing it, so you can observe and learn from here. So exhale fully. Take a deep breath and release it slowly with Ujjayi breathing. Ujjayi exhalation is constricting your epiglottis inside your throat. So it's a frictional breathing. You can hear yourself breathing out. So that's a one round. Take a few normal breaths. Exhale fully. Take a few normal breaths. And then we'll do one last round. Exhale fully. Blow your nose completely out. There shouldn't be any air. Take a few normal breaths. So in the next class, we'll try to do Nauli, which I'm going to introduce for the first time. So stay tuned in the next Sunday class. Join your palms to the heart center. Take a deep breath. We'll say Omkar. Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yopakarotam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abahu purushakaram shankha chakra sidharinam सहस्रार शिरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिम् हरि Rub your palms. And look deep inside the Chidakash, the mental space, the subconscious space. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time. And I'll see you on next Sunday.
Thank you, Ji.
Thank you very much.